And we're back on the Mana Symbol channel. We're playing a little bit of Blue-White Canonist Control. This is from JiggyWiggy, of course, co-host of the Serum Visions podcast. He does the bulk of the heavy lifting with coming up with a lot of our more crazily tweaked out, innovative, and quite competitive decks sometimes. To that end, he came up with this fantastical list that I've managed to not totally corrupt from its original purpose. So I didn't get to play this deck in its nascent form where it was a Ethersworn Cannonist Arrayo combo deck. So we've played a lot of Arrayo on here, on the channel here, but just for a refresher, Arrayo is a 2 mana, 1 and a blue for a 1/1 flying merfolk. Legendary creature. The most important thing about Arrayo is if 4 spells are played in the turn, when the 4th spell is played, it has a trigger where it flips into an enchantment. And the enchantment, Arrayo's Essence, will counter the first spell that your opponent plays on each turn. Ethersworn Canonist says each player who has cast a non-artifact spell this turn can't cast additional non-artifact spells. So basically what this is saying is you can play as many artifacts as you want per turn, but if you play a non-artifact spell, you must stop playing non-artifact spells. You can still continue to play artifacts. Most decks are not playing an artifact answer for Arrayo's Essence, so the only way they'd be able to punch through and remove your Essence is by first playing an artifact that would be countered by the Essence, and then playing the card to remove the Essence, which is pretty difficult for decks to do. So around the blue-white creatures, Ethersworn Cannonist is an artifact creature, and so suggests to us perhaps an artifact shell. Now the Arrayo got ditched because it was one of the weaker parts of the deck. A bunch of stuff got shifted around. It used to be playing repeals. It used to be playing more Mox Ambers. So now we're looking at this list here. I don't remember exactly some of the stuff I cut to get here. So what we're looking at is a blue-white Urza Saga mid-range, kind of tempo mid-range deck. I mean, there's no counters in the main deck, but I think it's safe to say we're kind of playing a bit like the food decks. We have this like powerful engine that we're going to put together. We have some good removal to get us there. So we're playing Prismatic Ending, which is a sort of the new hotness in Modern, just one of the best removal spells you could play. We're also playing Dispatch. This is 1 white mana for tap target creature, but with Metalcraft, you just get to bang exile it. So it's like the best path to exile you've ever registered. We're playing 4 of Esper Sentinel, 4 of Emry Lurker of the Loch, 3 Teferi Time Raveler, 4 Thought Monitor, and of course the mentioned Urza Sagas. We're actually playing 4 of the Razortide Bridge, the blue-white ETB tapped artifact land. I could see trying to squeeze some more artifact lands into this mana base. I don't know exactly which ones, but just food for thought, because these Thought Monitors were my addition sort of last minute. And our artifact count is high, but just worth keeping an eye on. Also, last time I played Esper Sentinel with basically no ways to pump its power. The only thing we're playing is Shadowspear. It felt pretty lackluster. So I will be interested to see whether we ever draw a card with Esper Sentinel.
You can run, but you
so
can't
I got the
glide.
Thought Monitors in here. I cut some of the janky one-ofs. Thank you so much for the raid there, Punishing Waterfalls. And hey, Halsey. So we'll see how this goes. I also added some Urza Lord High Artificers into the sideboard as a potential way to sort of board up against other mid-range and or control decks. And those will probably team up with the Metallic Rebukes. We'll probably board out some Dispatches or some such. I'm not exactly sure, but we'll see. We do have a good Urza Saga tutor package in this deck. We've got a Tormod's Crypt. We've got Aether Spellbomb, Pithing Needle, Shadowspear, and Springleaf Drum. In fact, I feel like I'm going to last second just hot swap the Soul Guide Lantern into the main deck rather than the Tormod's Crypt for a bunch of reasons. The most important thing is that I want to make sure that if I do draw this, I can at least cycle it to draw a card. Because we're playing 4 Welding Jar in the main deck, and the Welding Jar is good at protecting the Ethersworn Canonist, but it's not so great for a lot of other stuff. So this deck does put out a lot of turn 1 Emrys, though. We have 9 0 CMC artifacts, so that's pretty good. So yeah, the whole premise of this deck is how good is it to just get Ethersworn Cannonist onto the battlefield and try to protect it, and that's what we're gonna try to do. Halsey, you did just miss the deck tech, but if you always want to watch the stuff that I do on this channel and see it in its wholeness, you can always type exclamation point YT right now to get a link to my YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube, and I always do a good deck tech at the beginning of each of these. So just finish that up, and I don't feel like repeating too much of it, but. And we're going to put up a prediction here, too. So people like to gamble. Oh, the last league, I can award that. We did get 3 or more wins. We actually just 4-1'd with blue-white splash red miracles. Some might call it Jeskai. I prefer not. All right. New prediction up. Wait a minute. Am I on the right deck? Sorry, just paranoid. Recently, I screwed up. I call it Raugrin Miracles. I mean, I wouldn't, but someone might. Oh, we're also playing the sideboard juke we saw earlier, the Crucible of Worlds in the sideboard against control decks, and we are a Gigantha deck, which I am not a fan of, but I know Jiggy is pretty hardcore about it. And the card that I was most, that I felt most strongly about adding was Thought Monitor, and Thought Monitor doesn't get in the way of Gigantha, so I don't feel too badly about it. It may actually be the case that Gigantha is better to have in control matchups than Urza, because resolving Ethersworn Canonist kind of opens you up to be able to win the game fairly easily. I feel like Aethersworn Canonist wants us to play more counter magic. That's one of the things I'm interested in. But counter magic is kind of sketchy right now, so be interesting to see where this all goes. Unfortunately, the Metalcraft counterspell is just worse than counterspell, so that's not even worth considering. We need some meme nights. We have meme nights. Thought Monitor is the ultimate meme night. I guess it's the ultimate meme enforcer. No way we spent time cutting bad cards already. That's fair. That's fair. We got to play all the bad cards that we have. Oh, AJV20 is a streamer, I believe. So I think you can watch this match from both sides if you're interested. But if you are going to do that, of course, make sure that you don't let me know what's going on. All right, so turn 1, Needle, Welding Jar in the blind. No, Esper Sentinel, Welding Jar. Okay. Sentinel is nuts? I don't believe you. I have been nothing but unimpressed by Esper Sentinel. In decks that cannot increase its power and aren't putting on massive pressure in the early game. Specifically, Hammer Time. Hammer Time is the deck where it's the nuts. If they don't have an Asmora on 1, we're okay. If they have an Asmora on 1, we might be okay, because we've got Pithing Needle in the main deck. Thought Chatterfang was nuts. Chatterfang spreads nuts. Although the question is, do I just needle the cookbook? I feel like I'm supposed to needle the cookbook, right? Because they don't have other ways to produce food. And we drew Minamo. It's amazing. Pretty sure you needle the cookbook here. Because cookbook with Oval Chase still gets them to Thought Monitors. Yeah. See this crap? This is what happens to me when I play that deck. This is what happens. Apparently we're rude for playing Needle. I mean, we are. Mother, may I? Heyo! Good draw. Woo! I like it. I do like it. I mean, it's not a massacre yet, but we're moving towards massacre territory. So the only thing that's free out of my graveyard is a Welding Jar. I mean, I'll take it. And then do I want to play... I could play Thought Monitor, but I think I'd rather just bust out my first construct this turn cycle. Because busting makes me feel good. Shadowspear is my graveyard, and obviously I don't want to lose it at any point, but we got some time, exactly. Bustin', 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 bustin'. Pretty sure I'm getting Springleaf Drum on this Saga. Yeah. As someone who's played the other side of this matchup enough, Pithing Needle is gross against Cookbook. It's just not an okay thing to do to people. Okay, so I think I'm getting Springleaf Drum. I could get Mox Amber. I'm concerned about losing it. Aether Spellbomb also pretty good, but I think I need more mana right now. Just having it for these like dispatch and stuff seems really good. So if I attack for 7, they have a 3/3 construct, so that seems fine. I could make my construct bigger pre-combat, but I'm just not super interested in that. Okay. I think I want to play the Shadowspear out of my graveyard rather than anything else I could be doing. Holding up Dispatch seems like it seems like playing a little too conservatively, in my opinion, and I don't think Jiggy would approve of that. I think I know how to honor the memory of Dr. JiggyWiggy. I mean, not that he's dead. I also could have played Thought Monitor there, but the Thought Monitor is on deck and is happy to wait, whereas Emry activations demand to be used. The Emry activations are like, well, every turn you don't use me, you're bleeding value. Like, they could needle my Emry now, or Shadowspear. I would highly recommend that they choose Shadowspear. They could also choose Welding Jar. They could choose almost anything, and I'm fine. They do choose Shadowspear, so their Shadowspear is also off. If they have Urza here, that's pretty good, but we still have Dispatch to beat it. So they'll get like 1 spin, maybe, and they get 1 construct out of this. It's pretty good, but it's not good enough, I don't think. That's a great draw, but we also have one, so... One good monitor deserves another. They're building up a board pretty quickly. I mean, I am impressed. But we'll be fine. This is a cool little matchup, the smashy of it all. We're really lucky we had the needle early. I think I cut the second one from the sideboard, but that may not have been correct. We have the edge in this matchup, though, because we have prismatic endings that they don't have. So I'm pretty sure I start my turn off with Thought Monitor, and we see what we draw. Emry doesn't have anything to do this turn, so she'll probably get used for mana, but we can do other things. We'll see. We'll see. Most important thing to do this turn is to dispatch the Urza. All right, that's a fine card. Okay. Do I want them to know they don't have an Urza pre-combat? No. No, I do not. But I do have the room to play a Sentinel and a second Sentinel. Each of my constructs is already lethal. I'm gonna leave up the Springleaf Drum. I don't love using it here. So we just go smashy smash. And we'll see what happens. We'll definitely Mishra's Bauble before the end of this turn. There. So we'll use Emry to play. Let's look at the top of their deck. 3 and 2. They're not going to die. Top of their deck is Bone Shards. That's fine. Bone Shards are ready. Probably going to kill my Emry, but that's fine. So if I have to chump block this turn, I'm going to do it with probably one of my Esper Sentinels. Their Bone Shards is probably killing my Emry. I mean, there's nothing I can do about that, so let's just have her be tapped. And I have 3 Esper Sentinels they need to pay for, so I'm definitely going to draw some number of cards. And I can trade Welding Jars for additional blocks here if I want to. The smart play from them... The smart play from them would be to attack first, hoping that I trade my Thought Monitor in the chump block, thinking that I'm going to get to Emry it, and then they kill the Emry. That's if they're paying attention to the fact that I know that they just drew the Bone Shards. But on the flip side, that puts them super dead on board, which is probably the bigger concern for them. 6 cards in hand, but they can't deploy much. And there they go. Yikes. All right. I don't expect to be as lucky in game 2, but that was pretty good. So Metallic Rebuke is too slow. I didn't cut the second Pithing Needle. I'm really happy to see that. Very, very happy to see that. And I think I want to cut some of the Welding Jars for Engineered Explosives. 4 Oval Chased Nerd Devils? Is that facts? Is that actually what happened in that game? Is that real news? Teferi seems like it's probably pretty bad in this matchup. Oh no, it bounces constructs, right? So maybe it's fine. And then, so Engineered Explosives is really good for us generally, just because they have a lot of cookbooks. They have, yeah, it bounces Saga. And then boarding in Urza turns off my Gigantha, which I'm not super convinced that I need it right now, but deck looks like you're kind of nonsense, Mr. Fahrenheit. Well, that's nice to hear. Crucible is also a consideration. I need to find one cut, but then I need to find more. Is it crazy to cut an Esper Sentinel here? You see Urza and you're good to go. Well, Urza's a sideboard card in this deck, and is it weird to want to cut a Canonist? On the play, this is better, but I feel like on the draw, I don't want it. I like Crucible. We have no way to fetch it, so it's not... not the best. I mean, other than Emry milling it. I kind of want the Metallic Rebukes, but... like, Rebuke would be really good if I thought I could get ahead of their Asmoras and their Thought Monitors. But there's just so many situations where it's not going to be good enough. We have Tormod's Crypt and Soul Guide Lantern in the sideboard, but I think just the one Soul Guide Lantern in the main deck's probably good enough. And if I need to start sniping Devils, we'll try. But it's not really what this deck is built to do. This hand is like a Scotch slow, but we have Prismatic Ending on one, or Esper Sentinel if they don't have a proactive start. So this is a fine opener. It's not great. Like the double Thought Monitor almost feels like a mull to 5 unless we can like unlock them. But I'll keep this. They mull to 6. Turn 1 Saga. Okay. So we get to play either turn 1 Esper or turn 1 Razor Bridge. I think I like Esper Sentinel better here. I'm trying to figure out what turn 1 Saga nothing means. It's not a good hand, that's for sure, but I don't know what their hand could be that this was an acceptable keep. Goodness gracious. I'm guessing there's going to be a cookbook this turn. I agree turn 1 Saga is generally quite poor. I think I'm playing Saga this turn. Yeah, Saga this turn is safe because next turn I play the Glimmervoid, but then I pop out a construct and I have 2 artifacts, so if they kill one of my creatures, I'm okay. I don't love Prismatic Ending being a sorcery here, but I'm of course glad it is, because if it wasn't, it would be one of the most broken cards of all time. Well, the best removal spell ever. I guess it's hard for removal to be truly broken. I think they're going to get Cookbook here, and then they have Daredevil and Asmora in hand. There's the Daredevil. Play the Asmora. Do I know what's up? I know what's up. Yes, I will draw a card. Thank you. Okay. You mill nothing. Good day, sir. They did mill nothing. Well, they milled a well, no, they had a Noble Chase already. Okay. They have 2 Oval Chases. So their hand is 2 Oval Chase, 2 unknowns. So I'm... shit. Okay. Damn it. So we'll play Razortide Bridge, Aether Spellbomb, and exile Asmora with Prismatic Ending. They don't have any artifacts in their graveyard for Emry, though, for now. If they had a Bauble, they would have played it and cycled it that turn, most likely. So I'm not going to worry about the Emry. Then we'll make a construct on my next upkeep while turning off their cookbooks. Goodbye, Asmora. Okay, they can't play a Thought Monitor this turn unless they also have a land. Oh. Okay. Jesus. How do miracles go? 4-1, baby. Well, now that's a card draw. So get Needle and then EE on 0. Needle the books, EE wipes out the foods and the Asmora. I really want to bust out a construct this turn, but I think it's pointless. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I could never keep the construct anyway. Thank you. Thank you, Alacartes. So we go Needle on the cookbooks. Seachrome. EE for 0. It's about to be. And we still have 3 artifacts in play. I can dispatch the Emry. Unless they have Metallic Rebuke. They have 2 oval... Oh, they can't. They can't Rebuke. So their hand is 2 Oval Chase... Just F6 equity? What is this? Yeah, it's just F6. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's one of the new artifact lands. I'm on it. And we can cast a Thought Monitor this turn. I'm going to cast one of their Oval Chases? That's fine. I can grind that. I also have access to a companion here, which is hilarious. Needle is very, very brutal against their deck. Now, I assume they brought in a Braid, because that's the reason these decks have been splashing red in the board. So eventually they could find it. I'm going to take the hit the first time here. Just because it's making my next Thought Monitor cheaper. So I don't really feel incentivized to just jam and block. Neither confirm or deny that Needle is disgusting here. I'd also like to point out, because of the way JiggyWiggy built the mana base for this deck, we actually have access to all 5 colors because of Glimmervoids and Spire of Industry. And the one Springleaf Drum. So the status of a Braid? Oh, I know. No. You don't. If they're not playing a Braid, I don't know why they're playing red. It's literally the one card in the entire 75 that a lot of these decks are playing red for. So you can just hold on to it as much as you like. I don't care. I am going to play as if they are playing a Braid. I don't need to know whether or not they are. I will respect a Braid. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll play E on 0 or 1. Am I supposed to play it on 1? I don't want to play it on 1. I just want to play it on 0. Make my Thought Monitor cost 1. Then we can pick up Gigantha and cast another 1 mana spell. Hopefully find another Dispatch. Even Prismatic Ending, I could probably do it for enough. I can do it for enough. I want to find Emrys. I want to find Teferis. Canonist is not great. Sentinel's not great. I mean, I'm not mad, but, you know. Oh, they could also be sideboarding Hurkyl's Recall. But if they are, there's nothing I can do about it. Elk, 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 elk. Elk, 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 elk. Roy, you get to ride up front because Gigantha's a good elk. Companion still busted. It's free real estate. There's a pool in the back. That should get good. Gigantha smells like wet deer. What are they drawing? Shit, they're drawing an Urza. Wait, they don't have that many artifacts. We could beat an Urza. Not happy about it, but they're drawing an Urza. Do you think you're going to play it? Boy, they tapped out fast there. Yeah, they can spin once. I see it. I'm not super worried about it, but... Spins into Street Wraith. That's not bad. I think they should have done all of that post-combat, because I'm pretty sure I'm blocking both their Daredevils here, but, you know, whatever. Damage on the stack, pop my Bauble. Okay. So would I rather use EE or Aether Spellbomb on their construct? Probably EE. Yeah. I mean, we're in the slog here. And they have a 3-power creature, I do not. Oh god. Okay. Gigantha's gonna be helpful, but this is problematic. Yeah, the elk is nowhere near good enough, Jig, but I mean, on its own. We can draw other things that make the elk be closer to good enough. We'll see. The elk only stymies their aggression, but these oval chases coming back infinitely are going to be a problem. We just have to draw some action. It's fine. We have plenty of action to draw. I think I still have 3 Teferis to draw into, so it's like, it's lots of stuff to draw. Dispatch is good. Dispatch is a permanent answer for one of the oval chase. Okay. You monster. Are they going to pay for it, though, and not have an oval chase this turn? It's fine by me. It's fine by me, opponent. Shadowspear. Okay. Where's it going? Oh, yeah? That's fun. Nah. Nah. Get out of here. I think I want to cycle this Spellbomb, though. Yep, that's why. Do I want to trade 5 for 3? No, they have Shadowspear. I definitely do not. I thought I did. I thought I knew what I wanted to do with my life, but I was wrong. So we have 2 artifacts in play, which is light, but they don't top deck removal. Emry's going to bury them. I have Thought Monitors. They got a lot of dead draws, too. Yeah. Like, they could draw Asmora right now, and it's like, Keck W. They had a land, and a tap land at that. Oh, yeah! You think you can grind, brother? You can't grind. You don't even know about a grind. You. Thanks, Jiggy. I'd like to think I've learned things. Well, one of the things you had to do is play a few less bad cards, Jig. Just a few. I'm not saying take out all the bad cards. I think you had a concept that was functional. I mean, some of the stuff you found here is freaking sweet. Like, I played Dispatch before. No, but like when I played the Hobbit Tran lists, they were very similar to this. But they were missing Canonist, they were missing Gigantha. Like, we found all the bits and pieces. Yeah. I mean, that's how you do it, right? So Thought Monitor is going to draw Thought. I played the land. That's fine though. We'll get rid of the other Oval Chase here. I think I'll risk them drawing an Urza. I should not have played the land. I didn't think about top decking a Saga off the Thought Monitor. But am I supposed to attack here? Oh, I should have seen what they were drawing before I Prismatic Ending them. Mishra's Bauble on top, good. They can equip the Shadowspear, which means it's not worth me attacking. We have another Thought Monitor coming out next turn too, so this game is pretty OVER. Soul Guide is not a big deal. I actually probably just snap off a cycle on it, but yeah, this deck grinds. This deck grinds like a mother. Yeah, they can't attack. They have one resource. I think we have a lot less dead cards than they do. Because the needle is just like eating them alive, right? And then Teferi's not going to help. Yeah. That was my experience playing that deck. Like, it really struggles against a lot of artifact and enchantment hate. They can grind like our deck, but we have exile based removal, which really swings the balance pretty hard. Oh yeah. There have been, Roy. I have seen people playing Rebuild, mostly because of these decks existing. Same with Hurkyl's Recall. I mean, they exist, but not in a natural state. No, it's a sideboard card. There's no deck that plays Rebuild. There are decks that will sideboard Rebuild and or Hurkyl's Recall. They cycle the Street Wraith. That's, I mean, I guess. Draws Aether Spellbomb. Cycles Aether Spellbomb. But they can only play... They can keep playing artifacts. So the very first matchup we ran into, Ethersworn Cannonist doing a lot of nothing. Whole lot of nothing going on. Got a whole lot of nothing going on. I'd say the decks that play Rebuild are ones that are probably blue, mid-range or control decks that don't play many artifacts themselves and have enough mana to want to that abuses Rebelled while hosing. No. It's just as a hate piece. That's it. Nobody's using Rebuild as like a combo piece. So pretty definitive 2-0 there. Game 1 we got a little bit lucky with having the early needle. But game 2 that was a good demonstration of what this deck can actually do. And I kept a fairly clunky hand on the draw, but I mean Prismatic Ending and everything. I mean, it's just Prismatic Ending, Dispatch, and all this is just, yeah. I think the Esper Sentinels drew me a total of like 3 cards in that game, but that was actually like, they were pretty significant. So I keep my eye on them. I mean, this deck seems more tuned than the Howbit Tran decks, so we'll see. Not playing Urza in the main deck feels good if you can get away with it, and I don't know that we can, but we might be able to. Could this be a Stoneforge deck? Actually, I've thought of that. Maybe it should be. Actually, instead of Canonist, playing Stoneforge is almost definitely better, but I'm not saying that we should do that. I'm saying we could do that, and it might be excellent. We will do that, B Temple. We will do that. That will be done. I also kind of want to try this version with Urian and Aether Vials and Urza, but that's maybe getting too far. It grabs Shadowspear. Well, the more important thing is it grabs sort of the Meek. So if you play an Urza deck, has Goblin Engineer made any appearances in any of these modern decks? So it is played frequently in Urza, like the straightforward vanilla Urza decks that are usually Grixis. But other than that, not so much. Okay, not the best. Not the best situation here. We're basically feeding Ethersworn Cannonist to removal here. Yeah. Opponent didn't even consider. I had an Emry in my hand. That's probably fine. Oh no. I was not expecting Stormwing. What the hell? What the hell? Okay. Jesus. This draw is really bad. Oh. In this matchup. Alright. Well. This is not going to survive. This is a pointless play, but... Oh, they have all the treatments on Moto, but the more important thing, Mike, is I don't think that card exists in paper. I have never seen a borderless Stormwing entity before. I don't think that's something you can obtain. I don't think that's a thing. But yeah, they have all the treatments on Moto. Or at least close to it. M21 had borderless? I've never seen one before. That's so crazy. I've literally never seen anyone play a borderless. No, I believe you. If you tell me it exists, I believe it. I don't need to see evidence. If you say this is a real thing, I go, okay. But I've never seen a borderless Stormwing on Moto. Not once until now. I believe all of you. I'm just shocked that I hadn't seen it until now. Oh, it's already ugly, Jake. It's over. Like this game is OVER over. My hand was weak, and they had double Stormwing, which I can't remove, and I can't get 3 artifacts into play. So we're basically dead. But that's fine. Like I didn't know I was against blue-red prowess, and they had a specific draw where I can't actually answer their creatures. Yeah, like it's not even that their start is nuts. It's just that like I don't have the ability to put enough artifacts in play to use my single dispatch. Yeah. Like, well, the double removal is not nuts. Period. It is. You're definitely wrong by saying that double removal is anything to be impressed by. They will have removal for every single creature I have with 3 or less toughness. That's their deck. Yeah. They only run 7 removal spells? Dude, their whole deck is removal spells. Lightning Bolt, Lava Dart. Unless this is Delverless Delver with a really... No, this is prowess. Everything is removal. Yeah, I was interested to see if there's a third Stormwing here. Oh, the 4th Manamorphose. Is that more or less feel bad, Mike? We're going to 1 here. I could dispatch to slow him down. Are they on Soulscar? I don't know. This is game 1. They haven't played one. I mean, I have to tap one of these. I'm going to play this correctly. Even if I'm basically 0% to win. No, I'm not going to just let them have it. Like, I mean, it is what it is. I guess I should have slow rolled out the Ethersworn Cannonist. That would have paid me off, sort of, but... In the beginning, I didn't know exactly what they were on, so... Yeah. Well, just because they deserve it doesn't mean I have to give it to them. They can take it if they deserve it. All right. So... Metallic Rebuke. That's probably it. There's no need to sob, Jiggy. That's fine. They crushed us. They're gonna crush us almost every game. But Canonist is very good here. Like... Needle's useless. Sentinel's good here. Like, the deck is fine here. They just played nothing but Stormwings as threats. I mean, that was like, come on. We can't... Canonist plus what? Lantern? Lantern. Oh, Soul Guide. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Maybe you only want 2 Rebukes? I'd rather go down to 2 Teferis, to be perfectly honest. No. I want every single piece of removal. I assume they are playing Soulscar Mages, Dragon's Rage Channelers. Teferi is not great versus them. It's fine. Cut a monitor? Sure, we can cut a monitor. Yeah, I mean, well, he's not a great Storming answer, but he's a Storming answer. I mean, I can cut the Mox Amber. I don't expect Emry's to live, so this is fine. We're looking for a land heavier hand. At a Bauble. I'd rather cut that Mox Amber. Emry's not a good card in this matchup. It's just not gonna live most of the time. Okay, so I really hope they actually do play 1-mana threats, though. If there's some kind of weird, like, not playing Murktide Regent, but playing Manamorphose and Storming Entity instead, Delver deck, then that's what that is. But Yeah, that's what we needed to see in game 1. So I just get to Prismatic Ending this, play Saga. I don't need to play the Welding Jar here. Could have cast Emry with the jar. I don't want to. I don't want to. Not yet. Emry would just be naked there. So I have a 3/3 blocker here. If they bolt it, I'll probably regenerate. I will regenerate. No attack would be such a tell. I'll put it in. I mean, they have Dragon's Rage Chandler, right? It's supposed to fix all their draws forever. Although they don't have any Mishra's bubbles, so. Lava Dart? What? You crazy. What is that? Block. Chomp. Concedes. Opponent started this off by saying, hello and have a good one, trying to finalize my list for the showcase. And then that's how that turn went. Good luck. I mean... So I could get Shadowspear here, but I'm going to go Springleaf into Emry. Next turn I can play Thought Monitor. Welding Jar Insurance? I like this play. I have Emry. Emry's infinite Welding Jars now. Unless they remove the Emry, then they're not removing my constructs. Yeah. So now they're like very squeezed, right? Because they're like, well, I'm dying, but then they're going to have cards. Plus, I just milled over Esper Sentinel and Ethersworn Cannonist, so. Okay. So in game 3, I'm definitely looking to have, obviously, as much removal as possible. But I really want, like, Canonist and Welding Jar in the opener. I think I want to go down, like, Emry. We want the Soul Guide back. You said Soul Guide is bad here. It's not. They're playing Dragon's Rage Chandler. It's not great, but I'll keep it. I'll take 1 over 1 Emry. Because just Emry is usually incredibly soft. And rebukes and such are better in the early game. If I can set up... If my hand is turn 1 Emry or turn 1 Rebuke, in this case, I'm going to set up turn 1 Emry because it can beat a Stormwing that they could be playing on turn 2. Hey, how's it going there, Gilded Gosling? We were up to 69 viewers. We lost a couple, but that's okay. It's Friday night. People got places to be, things to do. I got a 0 lander here. I got to ship that. Hell no. This is not good, but it's certainly better. I'm hoping to see Dragon's Rage Chandler Bauble here. Yeah. Play the Bauble. No Bauble. Shit. So do I want to play the Sentinel this turn? No, we play Razortide Bridge. We let him go. Are we allowed to complain about miracles? Sure. Play the bridge, go pass the turn. Next turn we get to go Sentinel, Bauble, Dispatch, Soul Guide Lantern in some combination. No, I can't play all of those, but Sentinel, Bauble, and Dispatch. So, no, this is the second deck. Let me update my stream title to make it more clear, because sometimes I need to do that. Ho! cries in engineered explosives. Okay. Seachrome, Bauble, Sentinel. As long as they're not flipping their channelers, I'm not super concerned at the moment. Oh, hell yeah. This should work out quite well for us. Although they're probably going to flip all 3 channelers here. Well, hopefully they're trying to cast Stormwing. They just instantly flip their channelers. It's not that good for us, Jig. I'm really upset. They just cast Manamorphose and it flipped their channelers. It's ridiculous. It's really bad. That's really good. No room. What? That was fantastic. We're taking 6, but why didn't I rebuke it? Because I was going to rebuke the storming entity. They didn't have one, so it was better that I didn't. I think. I could be wrong. I mean, is it? I don't know. It worked out. I don't know if that was actually intelligent. Definitely crack the bubble? No. I have 2 thought monitors in my hand. I need to get to these. So if I take out Morphos, Swiftspear, or Bauble, they lose the Dragon's Rages. Which, I'll do that. Attack for 1, because I'm not ever going to block here. Maybe I shouldn't have, because I'm going to Metallic Rebuke, most likely. And I want a Soul Guide. Yeah, that was a mistake. Well, we'll see. Yeah, that was attacking was a mistake. Attacking was a mistake. 3 mana. Iteration. Pretty sure I'm countering this. Especially if they pay for it. Nope. Opponent is not interested in paying their taxes. Islet. Don't flip, don't flip, don't flip. Wait, iteration's the 4th type. Yeah. No, they played a land, Jig.
Hey, what's going on this side?
I think I'm going to let it go. Mad Cow, if I have to mute that, I will.
Hey, what's going on this side?
But thanks for watching enough to have the points for all that. It's tough. I think I'm letting it go. I think the only thing I need to worry about at this point... Jeez. You guys are great. Thanks for the follow, Ogbrog.
Hey, what's going on this side?
Soulscar into exile. So gonna play post combat, sure. Can I take 6 here? I'm probably just supposed to fire off. No problem, Ghost. I made it happen by commenting on it, right? If I had said nothing, nobody would have. All right, we got to fire it, and we got to fire the Bauble. We're going to let him play the Soulscar Mage. And, yeah, I agree. 110% should have brought in engineered explosives, but the way that game 1 and 2 shook out, I just didn't think it was good, and clearly I was very wrong. It happens. It's not... I didn't know exactly what build they were on, and they mentioned that they were trying to finalize their list or whatever. And for some reason that like tweaked me. Like game 1 was so weird, and game 2 they basically played nothing. So Jesus. They're just gonna flip the channelers immediately again. Like, I don't know. Obviously, it's a really tough matchup, but I certainly I just punted the sideboarding 110% by not bringing in the engineer explosives. And it's just my fault. There's no reason that I should have done that. Take the 4 and then die because they have lightning bolt and they flip their oh no. Just 4. Okay. Yeah. Jeez. I mean, the thought. I mentioned the thought monitors, and they're just, they're tough here. I think they all probably need to be boarded out in these matchups. Although, if I draw, all right, hold on. I mean, they still have 2 cards in hand and like 3 card types in the graveyard, so maybe I think the rebuke is more valuable than anything else. If they pay for the Sentinel, I'm definitely gonna rebuke. All right, we're gonna rebuke this. If they flip all their channelers, though, man, it's gonna be, and they probably are. I mean, what's in their graveyard? Instant, land, and creature. Actually, those are their most common. They fucking flip the Lava Dart. You son of. Yeah. They didn't flip them, though. Okay. Now, oh, but if I rebuke, I can't Spellbomb. Jesus. I mean, I have to do it, but no, but only if they let me, Jig. And if they kill the Sentinel with the Lava Dart and they flip the channelers, I'm dead. I'm on the 4D chess, Jiggy. I'm on the 4D chess. If they have removal for Thought Monitor, I can't regenerate it anyway. Are they actually just going to combat? No way. Whoa. So I need to go Thought Monitor into like Teferi here. Oh, if they flip the channelers, I just die. They flip the channelers, it's over. Okay. Tough game. It was close. It was close. But I just horribly punted the sideboarding because the 2 games we played didn't show me enough of their deck. Like, I did not know what they were on. The first game was really strange. The second game was pointless. All they played was 2 Dragon Rage channelers and then scooped. And then the third game, they actually showed me what they were on, which is just blue-red prowess. And as I said in the first game, they're playing a bunch of Soulscar mages and Dragon Rage channelers and stuff. but I wasn't sure, and it just like messed with me that you were asking me on what they're on. Night, Mr. Fahrenheit. Which it shouldn't have. I should have just been like, they're on prowess. I know what they're playing. Board this way, but I didn't. I should have done it, but I didn't. But it's fine. We're obviously we're testing a new deck, and that is one of the best decks in the format. So it's tough. We never had Canonist Welding Jar, but like, ugh, it's not really. What do I want to say? It's like Canonist, Welding Jar, and Sentinel all together would be really good. Do you have any interest in trying out a Delver list? I have played one recently. Yeah, I understand, Jig. Like, Canonist plus Sentinel plus Welding Jar is very good. It definitely is. I've played a Delver list already, but if you mean like the new Delver list Delvers, I definitely will probably play one of those at some point. But that's one of those decks that's just like really solved right now, so I don't really feel like playing it. You mean the sketch ones? Yeah. The sketch ones I didn't love the look of, but I don't know. His hand's not great, but it's fine. Neelon Tarn? No, because I have another option. We just play the Soul Guide here. They're a Luris deck? I would need a Bauble, but we're playing Bauble. So no, I'm not doing any of those things. Meyer, I'm not doing any of those things. Jiggy, come on. Do you know how many Luris decks there are? There's also a Hammer Time. Do you know how busted the Needle is against Hammer Time? Yeah, it could be Hammer Time. Needle Tybalt. No, I get it. Like, playing Soul Guide Lantern and exiling their Mishra's Bauble is great, but that monkey is not connecting. Meyer. Dude, if I'm gonna name anything, is Voidwalker good? No, Voidwalker's no good. Maybe it is just Meyer. I don't know. That seems silly. If only you could name Treasure. I mean, it's not. That wouldn't actually be all that useful. Meyer, then Dispatch. All right, fine. We're naming Meyer. They do play more than 4 fetches, by the way. No, this is not an Asmora deck. There isn't currently an Asmora deck that that is a Luris deck because they always play Street Wraith. Well, I think the black-green one plays the black-green one plays Hour of Devastation instead of Street Wraith. Are they Landlight, or did the Bloodstained Mire actually hit? Shame Mire? Mire of Shame? If this is the spike list, though, they play a lot of non-fetch, non-basics. Feels like Mire of Shame. Nope, Foothills. Wrong one. They could... Oh. Okay. That's an insane draw, by the way. Because that means instead of not playing Thought Monitor this turn, I get to play Thought Monitor this turn. Good lord. Thank you, deck. Oh! It's so good! We're playing something amazing, Alias Taken. I'm taking the 3. This is not much. I don't give a Oh, that's fine. Jund Luris stuff. Yikes. I'm losing dispatch here. Which patch? Dispatch. Yo. Because Teferi to tempo their Tarmogoyf is nice. And draw a card. Yeah, there's a Jund list floating around that looks like this. Why do the dispatches make you anxious, Alias? Oh, it's so good! It's so good! Oh my god. Banger alert. So now they gotta have removal. We got the Saga too. I'm gonna bury this sucker. No, Halsey, I always try to play like this. There's just too many Magic streamers that in my opinion just don't have like full tilt raucous energy. I just love Emry and Thought Monitor so much. Just like any creature that is also extra value. Urza Saga is kind of similar with extra value. Yeah, I understand, Alias, but there's a lot better artifacts again. Yeah, there's a Void Walker. So if they kill my Thought Monitor right now, I'm kind of upsetty. But I don't think that they can in like a relevant way. Hey, thanks for this Prime sub there, Halsey. Block your 1/1 with my 2/2? Enjoy the emotes, by the way, Halsey. Not only do we have Welding Jar, we have Soul Guide Lantern. Like, what was this attack? So they can push Emry? Yeah. Okay. I got it. That's fine. I've got Urza Saga. I won't bury them. Oh, although it's going to flip over 4 cards for Dothy Voidwalker. Am I okay with that? Oh, dude, they're great emotes. And if you and other people continue to subscribe to me, I will get access to even more emotes. And eventually, if I'm partnered, I'll be able to make animated emotes. Well, I can't block them anyway, so let's go ahead and attack. I would extrapolate that to why play Dispatch when I can play Path to Exile, Prismatic Ending. Super biased on my end. Well, so one of the things you need to perhaps analyze a little more carefully, Alias, is are you really going to Path to Exile on turn 1? Really? Path to Exile on turn 1 is one of the worst things you could do in Modern. Okay, what did they get? Ethersworn, I don't care. Springleaf is fine. Esper Sentinel's fine. Sorry, I'm just going to hide this for now. Thank you for the bits so much, Mad Cow Chicken. I appreciate you also exploiting loops in the system.
Is that what I think it is?
Yeah, and this deck is already running for Prismatic Ending. So you're maxed out on Ending, which is one of the best removal spells in Modern. But you're maxed out on Ending, so you can't play more of that. And then Path to Exile is not a card you're going to play on turn 1, period. And then there's a lot of decks in Modern that will use the mana and bury you.
I think it is. I found a penny! Is that what I think it is? Is that what I think it is?
Mm-hmm.
I found a penny! Is that
All right,
what
I've
I
abused
think
people
it
enough.
is?
I'm gonna just pull this all the way down. I missed them having enough cards in their graveyard to do that. Whoops. Okay, it's fine. We can beat that. So I can make a construct, still have 2 mana to equip my Shadowspear. They just scoop. Oh, I could also just Emry Spellbomb their shit. Yeah, that was great. I mean, we had a lot of options there, Mike. So I think this is the Urza in matchup. And I like Soul Guide. Pithing Needle's probably generally quite poor. Because we have baubles, they have baubles. And Teferi's not great here. Thanks to the follow there, Illness 95. It's not for some reason, Mad Cow. It's not for some reason. It's because it requires a significant investment in deck construction and mana. Well, and you should be, Alias. I was too. I mean, I wasn't highly skeptical, but the first time I saw a list with Dispatch, I was like, okay. Like, really? We're playing Dispatch? I mean, I don't like Path tags off. And then I started playing the matches, and I was like, oh, this is always Path, but they never get a resource. Yeah, I'm in. I'm in. Yep. Yes. Yep. In for it. So, I mean, that's just the way it went for me. It was like, okay, there's no argument in my mind. This is what I want to be playing. So, and we've already had multiple games where the fact that it's exiling stuff is like just fantastic already. I mean, we were exiling Oval Chase Daredevils. And the construction of this deck also allows our path or our prismatic endings to go all the way up to 5. So it's just good. So here's a hand where the dispatch is not great, but this has been the vast minority of hands. We also get to play Esper Sentinel here. If they want to remove it, they're going to need to either give me a card or take the tempo hit. It's okay so far, Morin Finn. Only 4 is not problematic. And most of this deck is very, very cheap. Plus, they end up being a big deal for thought monitors. So, overall, it's been very good. Fantastic. So, I could do whatever else, but I'm going to Prismatic Ending this. Slice. Generally speaking, I'm a bigger fan of Spire of Industry than I am of Glimmervoid, FYI. Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, I have other stuff to do. Like, the reason the dispatch, it's okay that the dispatch is not that good is we have time. Did they just break the ice? Okay. Okay. Did they just give me a free card? Yep, they did. No, they didn't, because it was their second card. That's the thing that went on the stack was the thing. Yeah. Jund Panza. I guess so. Hitting a lot of land drops for a Lurus deck. Ragavan. Not a dash monkey, though? What are you doing? Also have a Tarmogoyf for a Kroxa? No. Survey says no. Okay, this is a uniquely dry hand. But that's okay. Get out of here, monkey. I wonder if they are a Death Shadow deck. No, they wouldn't be playing Blackleaf Cliffs. Someone mentioned it earlier, and I was like, they're not. And I was reconsidering because I was like, well, their life total hasn't been low enough, but they wouldn't be playing Blackleaf Cliffs, so they're definitely not. But what is Break the Ice doing in your deck? I mean, really. And if it's there to hate on Urza's Saga, like, what are you doing casting it on anything else, right? Come on. What is that? Like, I say good day, sir. I don't know what's happening here, but I'm okay with it. Very slowly killing them. Yikes. So do you want to kill my stuff now or later? Okay, later is the answer. I better draw another Prismatic Ending. Jeez. Sometimes I really hate Esper Sentinel. I gotta be real. That's actually gonna kill my Springleaf Drum. God, that sucks. And I didn't draw a single card off these Sentinels. I really hate this card sometimes. But again, this has been a uniquely bad draw. Hopefully they want to play to the board a little bit. And they don't pop the EE this turn. Esper Sentinel is... it's something. You tax them pretty good? Yeah, but like, what did I do with the time? I didn't do anything with the time I got off of it. Like... But it's not a Thalia. It only taxes the first spell. It's not... like, Thalia is not a good... You gotta be kidding me. Thalia is not a fair comparison because it only taxes the first... It only taxes the first spell. I thought the first like time I registered the card, I was like, oh, it's so good. It's so good. But it's not because it yeah, but that's it. It really, like, this game is a perfect example. There were multiple times they just multi-spelled and they paid for the first one. And then I just didn't draw a card at any point. So... I did not board in Metallic Rebuke. I wouldn't have boarded it in against this deck. Is there anything I can draw that's an instant that's going to help me here? No. So they're going to play Lurus and get their Baubles or Engineer Explosive back. And again, this was a uniquely bad draw, but it was really brutal.
Is that what
There
I
used to
think
be an
it
expedition
is?
map in this deck, Mad Cow Chicken. I cut it. I think, generally speaking, trying to do Urza Saga expedition map things is a bit much. There was also a Hex Parasite in the sideboard. I think if you want to play Hex Parasite, just play it main deck. And it's probably just in the way I was thinking about it. I was like, oh, there's a Crucible of Worlds. I'd rather try that. That sucks. And I think it should have just stayed the Hex Parasite because Hex Parasite can be bought with the Sagas. What? What? Gross. It's the Simpsons, Merry Winter. All of the stuff on this channel is from the Simpsons, except for like one thing. I mean, I think I have to wipe out their graveyard, but with the Seal of Fire in play, it sucks. But I'm so close to getting the third artifact for Dispatch. I can't believe I like lost the freaking Glimmervoid and everything. Like just everything lined up brutally. It's going real good, Dargaz. This game is really bad, but this deck is sweet. So, man, if they didn't play the card out of their graveyard pre-combat, I think you had to get EE. Oh, I did have to get EE, and now that I didn't, I have to wipe out their graveyard. Yeah, thanks for pointing that out when you did Keldon? Keldon. Oh, that's Keldon. Sorry, it's hard to read the blue on black. Okay. I would like to draw a land. Okay. The sad thing is, like, the way their game has been bad. What? This is sideboard, but you know, I have to be honest. The break the ice was actually significant this game because I drew so much nothing, and then they killed my Glimmervoid, and then I drew Urza. All right, I'm off it. Let's go game. Let's go game 3. This is fine. We drew like garbage, and they had a weird mix of stuff that managed to mess us up. I mean, it was break the ice and EE on 1 and everything being sequenced so that they didn't give me a single card draw off of Esper Sentinel. And then I misplayed my Soul Guide Lantern. Why this deck over traditional robots? Well, first of all, traditional robots is not a viable deck in Modern right now. Now, there are affinity decks floating around at the moment, and they're okay. Yeah, there's a sideboard Jagantha. The Urzas come out of the sideboard here. I'm not 100% sold on them, but I think they could be good in these kind of matchups. The problem is like when your mana doesn't come together like it didn't in that game. 61 cards because JiggyWiggy built it. My co-host on the Serum Visions podcast, Arun JiggyWiggy Singh, always builds 61 cards. Literally always. All right. I mean, I'll keep this one. Dispatch is definitely going to be live. So I'm going to pop one Bauble targeting myself. And if there's a land on top, then I don't have to pop the other one, which is perfect. Though it's not a white producing land, but that's fine. That's a really good card to draw. Although if they have break the ice on 2, it'll be annoying. It's none of those things, Mad Cow. It's just Jiggy. He just like I don't know if it's like the good luck 61st card. You gotta ask him. I don't know. Miracles was great. Nice 4-1. Really good games. We got demolished by a control deck that was better set up for the mirror. They just played Castle Ardenvale in both games, and I was like, oh, I have zero answers for that. Well, I guess we died. Play Mox to enable Dispatch. Roy? Do. I'm holding on to the Mox in case I got Crocsed. Yeah, the video was great. Yeah. The League for the Miracles deck was really good. But yeah, the control deck that was playing Castle Ardenvale just 2-0'd us without trying. It was It was a little sad looking. Okay. There we go. Okay. Oh my god. They milled another Ragavan? So they... 1, 2, 3. There's monkeys in every zone. Hey, would you consider running one for that reason? I wouldn't at the moment. Just because overall control is not a big part of the metagame. So I don't feel that you want to hedge against control. I think using as much of your percentage points to make sure your game one is good against non-control decks is kind of the best thing you can be doing. So I agree with the way the deck is built, even though it means that versus other control decks, you're a bit softer. I'm wondering if I should play Sentinel plus Thought Monitor this turn. Because obviously I lose out on, Everos with that gigantic raid. Thank you so much, friend. 2 bodies is better than 1. Yeah, we also get to draw the cards. I'm also less... No, I know the construct is really great, but then I'm less soft to a single removal spell. And then at the moment, removal spells, like, they have to pay the tax through the Sentinel. So normally... Whoa, Joey Two Shoes with the Prime sub. Thank you so much, friend. Enjoy your emotes. They are fantastic. Normally, I would say that the thing to do here is use the Saga, because the Saga is a finite resource that is going to expire. Like, it's a sort of temporal resource. But in this situation, I really want to have an insurance against removal. And, you know, if they had, like, I don't know. We are playing EE in the sideboard. I didn't board them in. I'm not sure if that's right or not. This meta and these decks that are chock full of artifacts themselves, I have a really hard time boarding in EE, because there's a bunch of times where you board in EE and you're like, oh great, it kills 5 of my things and 2 of theirs, but the 2 of theirs are really important, so I guess I gotta. So this meant their Fatal Push gets taxed. They might not be able to attack with Ragavan. If they attack with only Dragon's Rage Channeler, I'm gonna just take the hit. So far, this is working out in a way that I'm happy with. If they also have another 1 mana piece of removal, I'm not going to be so pleased, but that's fine. They just baubled themselves. So they might be looking to see if they have a good top deck. Monkey's coming in, huh? Okay. Does anyone know if there's a card that exists that says at the beginning of your upkeep, if you have only 1 card in hand and it's a Ragavan, you have a Ragavan in play, a Ragavan in your graveyard, and a Ragavan in exile, you win the game? Because they were almost set up for it. I was scared. Monkey alignment, anyone? Oh, I did that during my upkeep. I usually don't do that. But they had a trigger that messed me up. Not that that's a good excuse. Oh, I definitely want a Soul Guide here and eat their Croxa. Snipe that out. I think I'd rather get this Shadowspear out of my hand than anything else. Yeah. They need to have push here again to get through my construct. If it's Unholy Heat, it doesn't work. And Bolt is obviously not big enough. I mean, there's other cards they could be playing, but they just go to attack. I'm definitely taking the hit. This is not going to make or break the game anytime soon. And I have Shadowspear plus a giant construct, so 4 cards in hand. Let's see where this goes. I'm hoping for some targeted discard at some point. I'm well set up for it. Ancient Grudge. Well, that was unexpected. Ooh, that is nasty. Oh. I don't like that. Yikes. Alright. If they want to grudge my spear or my spellbomb now, they can do it. They're going to flash it back. Well, what do they target? Like, there's not really a good target for them here. If they want my Soul Guide Lantern off the table, that's fine, but I wipe out the graveyard. If they want my Spellbomb off the table, that's fine. If they want my Shadowspear off the table, that's fine. I think they hold on to it, most likely. And if they can keep a green mana up, it means that they get to get value out of their graveyard when I sack my Soul Guide Lantern. So I don't think that they're going to splash it back immediately. We'll see. Jeez. All right. So I kind of want to sack my Spellbomb to draw a card. Well, first up, let's get this Welding Jar out. This protects something from an Ancient Grudge. So they might grudge in response. But they can't get any value out of grudging in response. Yeah. So they grudge my Shadowspear. That's fine. I don't really mind. We have Emrys. We can get it back if we need it. I think I'm going to cycle the Spellbomb. The only danger here is if I draw Urza. But I'll take it. I kept all the Thought Monitors in, right? I'm not crazy. I did. We drew one already. We're just a little light. All right. Well, they don't have anything in their graveyard that's useful right now. I might have to sack the Lantern somewhere soon. I don't want to do it until they're grabbing their Luris, but the Dragon's Rage Channeler damage is starting to get a little bit much. We're just flooded on air now. It's just tough. I'll take this 3. I don't know how many more of these I can take, but yeah, that's a good one. Just too many cards in this deck that are like low impact. I mean, this game is a bad example. We set ourselves up well for success. They had good tools to defuse us. The Welding Jars came in the wrong point, basically. If they had been there before to save the big construct we had, it would have been a very different game. Not too much Halsey. They got a lot of threats into play. I have to blow the Soul Guide Lantern for no value. They get to go grab their Luris. It's not going great, but we could recover. I have Urzas in the deck. We've got more Thought Monitors. Jeez, the Tarmogoyf's 5 off of just my graveyard. That's brutal. This is game 3, I think. Or is this game 2? I think this is game 3. I think I beat them in game 1. I don't remember. Yeah. We got 1 draw. Nope. I could draw Dispatch. Well, yeah. Doesn't match 3, but I... Saga on top. Alright, we died. It's fine. I think we were well set up there. We just drew too much air through the later part of that game. Yeah, we went to the game 3 there. Very close. I don't know if these are below average draws, Vox plays. I don't think this deck is meant to be impressive when it's doing its job. I think it's meant to be very similar to like the blue-black food deck, where it's just like good, like it can be explosive in the early game and just crush you. It can grind into the mid game and late game. It's got tools to deal with everything, but overall it doesn't. It used to be an Arreo deck, Keldon. The deck name on my stream decker reflects what I thought I was getting when Jiggy was sending me the deck list, because he was telling me all about this Ethersworn Cannonist Arreo deck, and we are no longer playing Arreo because it's not great, apparently. Ethersworn Canonist has not once been relevant in this deck, by the way, and it's pretty much like the core, quote unquote, of this deck. So that's one thing to take note of, is that the Canonists have been next to useless, and they're like theoretically the core of this deck. So without the Canonists, the Welding Jars are less important. But the rest of the deck is actually really, really solid. So I'm interested. I mean, someone mentioned Stoneforge Mystic. I have no idea what that is, Last God. And I refuse to call whatever card that you were talking about that. Oh, we're not playing that card. No way. Are you kidding me? In Lavadart World? And that doesn't help you? No, absolutely not. But that is a funny nickname. I'm not going to call it that, but it's a funny nickname. Can I keep this on the draw? It's like really slow. Oh yeah, I mean it's great in cube. Yeah, we should try this as a Stoneforge Mystic deck, actually. Karn Scion of Urza? I don't like that card. I'd rather play main deck Urzas, since we're in the right colors. Polyvius. But I mean, it's a fun card. Yeah, I think we want to play Stoneforge Mystic in this deck. That will definitely, I mean, obviously it's going to up the power level, but I think it works well with everything we're doing. And then we can play like Cranial Plating, Nettle Cyst. Yeah, exactly. Why Scion of Urza when you can play Urza? Can I keep this hand? It's crazy, right? Like, this hand is really sketch. Yeah, I know, but it's like turn one nothing. I mean, I'm gonna, and the problem is we're on the draw. Uh-oh. Well, they can't take all my Emrys. They're not playing Luris, so that's kind of nice. Yeah, they took the Esper Sentinel. The land draw is great. The reason we're not main decking it is because Jiggy wanted to play Gigantha, and I didn't want to corrupt his vision of the main deck, I guess, is the way I'm thinking about it. But, you know, obviously that's a silly thing to say and think. And I love Emry, but man, she sucks when, yeah, this is the world we're living in right now. It's really tough. What is this deck we're against? Okay, I'm going to fire this off because I would like to draw a land. Yeah, Emry, well, she just dies to everything and everyone just kills her on sight. And so you need a lot of other really good, important targets, which I think is probably a place where Stoneforge is going to help. Is Stoneforge is another kill on sight target. So that's one thing that Jiggy and I noticed a long time ago, is like you can play these mid-range decks in Modern if, well, that's the thing, Full Metal Turtle. it's good if they have to kill it or you just win, but you need more than one creature that kind of fits that role. Otherwise, you just end up like you have the one important creature and then there's everything else, and they're like, well, next Jamocha. Am I gonna do a magician stream? Am I a magician? Like, what are we doing here? Are we memeing? Is this a meme on the fact that I mostly play Magic the Gathering, or? Yeah, I think Stoneforge will be quite good in this shell. Oh, we get to put Jegantha in our hand. They had a triple bolt draw versus my... No, I'm a musician. Musician. I have been behind the stage or behind the scenes and helped set up and tear down a Magic show, though. Multiple times. It is backbreaking work. Fun, though. Well, I have a really funny, I don't know, sentence from when I was working in cruising, which was, you know, was it a drummer, a magician, and a comedian walk into the gym because I was working out with the comedian who was on board and the magician. I think I'm ditching Jegantha here. I am. I never actually came up with a joke that went with it. It was just like a funny moment in my life that I looked at and I went, is this real? Is this my life? And it turns out it was. Which is cool. It's cool. Discarding Jegantha Pog? All right, we got 1, 2, 3 artifacts. I mean, I could just Prismatic Ending plus play Emry here. Or what's the webcam border I use? It's what I made it in Magic Set Editor, which is an application that I don't know what it's for, but my buddy uses it to make cube cards. And so, wait, if I play Emry's free here, but no, we just play Prismatic Ending and Emry here. My concern, maybe I'm not supposed to play the Emry because if they play a discard spell that isn't they haven't, no, they played a Thoughtseize early, but if they have a Thoughtseize anyway, all right, we'll play the Emry. I don't love it because if they have a second Liliana, I lose the Thought Monitor or the Emry. Oh, they'll probably kill the Emry. Yeah. Magic Set Editor is used to make custom cards, right? And then anyway, so you can make any card you want. So I put a name and I put a type and I put it, and then I cut it out in an editing in GIMP, which is like a open source Photoshop. So I can compete with your value here, opponent. I can indeed. We got a Thought Monitor in our graveyard? Gross. This game is about to get busted wide open. And you know what? I gotta tell you something. And newcomers, you should know. It's true. It's true. I'm one short of double Thought Monitor. Whatever. I'm not gonna worry about it. Just draw a Bauble. I feel like I would prefer to have Welding Jar because it can protect my Thought Monitor from getting eaten and then them casting it with Dothy Voidwalker. But I don't have one? I don't have one. What about Sentinel? Oh, sorry, I already have the Welding Jar. What about Sentinel? Sentinel taxing their... I think Sentinel taxing their card or their removal is maybe better. We'll see, but it feels okay. Even though I have great reluctance to believe in the Sentinel. Yeah, I'll take your 6. Holy yikes. 1 card in hand, huh? Right. So let's play Shadowspear. All right, I didn't need to do that first, but that's fine. Play a Thought Monitor. Trigger. Get rid of one of these Void Walkers. So if they don't attack with the Void Walker, we don't block with... Oh, no, but I've got Thought Monitor plus Welding Jar. We're good. Never mind. This deck was on a roll until we hit 2 Canonists. I mean, to be fair, they're not for a lot of these matchups we've been hitting. But then the question is, like, if Ethersworn Canonist isn't for the bulk of the metagame, which is like play to the board, mid-range, and aggro decks, then what the hell are we doing playing it? Like, what business have we registering the card? So I'm going to Welding Jar here so they don't have the option to Void Walker. Unless they work harder. And then I can Spellbomb something. Tormod Life. Yikes! That's 7-8. The big boy. But they are out of cards. So the third Emry did it. Remember, folks, the third Emry is where you need to be, apparently. If your first 2 Emrys don't stick, don't worry. The third one will get you where you need to go. We needle the Dothy Voidwalker now? Yeah. Okay. Oh, I always, there was, my grandmother always told me. They're drawing Blood Crypt. Well, that's game. So Jun nonsense. Let's bring in Urza. And then Soul Guide. Pithing Needle goes out. Teferi's go out. Man, the Canonists are... but they're artifacts. That's the thing. Is like they add to the artifact count. It's tough. It's tough. I feel like the card that I want in the Canonist slot is Unsettled Mariner. Card is way better than people think it is sometimes. Should definitely bring in the explosives. I don't... It's so hard for me. Like, I don't... These matchups, I'm never sure. Like, I think if I wanted to bring them in, I should probably take out, like... Well, I should probably take out one of the Canonists anyway. Yeah, you're probably right. All their threats are 2-drops? Yeah, a lot of them are.
Just give him one of these.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys are thinking about it the right way. I apologize. I'm not being very clear-headed about this. Thanks for the follow there, Kanata. Yeah, you guys are right. There should be. It's probably better to just have the 3 explosives than the 3 canonists here. I just like this card never came together, never was relevant, never did anything. Well, no, but I mean, I don't feel like it's wrong to have all the explosives. If in most board situations in this matchup, I'm happier to top deck an explosives than a canonist. Because they're going to be on low resources. I'm not preventing them from double spell. Well, I have 2 Soul Guide Lanterns in Vox, so I don't feel like I need the... I don't feel like I need the Crypt. Alright, we're going to keep this. Hopefully they don't Stone Rain my Saga somehow. Also, I need to find another land, but that's fine. No Thoughtseize is nice. Oh, there's a Canonist, so we get to play one this game. The one Canonist that made it. And we have a Welding Jar to protect both the Sentinel and the Canonist. So, like, if there was any game where these cards are going to do what they're supposed to do, it might be this one. So I want to play a build of this with Stoneforge Mystic. Opponent? I don't think you understand what you just did. Let's not terminate. Anyway, I want to play a build of this with Stoneforge Mystic and possibly Unsettled Mariner. But that's a lot of creatures that aren't artifacts, so it's kind of... I don't know. Yikes! They could have Voidwalker into Ragavan, I guess. Why is Mariner good in this deck? Just because we have a lot of high-value creatures. And we have Esper Sentinel. So once you start double taxing spells, it's much more unmanageable for your opponents. No, I agree, Roy. I know what you're talking about. And I'm saying... If it's Voidwalker into Ragavan, maybe it made sense, but it still doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I get it. Oh, to dash the Ragavan? Oh, I see. Well, I'm planning on adding Urza and then maybe sort of the Meekett Foundries, but then I would be playing 80 cards to do that. Yeah, Stoneforge is kind of an artifact. Yeah. So I either play Canonist here or Spellbomb and Soul Guide Lantern. If I don't hit a land next turn, I'm going to be in trouble. Yeah, I get that could be it, Forgotten Orb. But giving me a card seems so sus. That doesn't seem correct to me. Yeah, let's get the Canonist on deck. I can attack for 1 here. No, I agree, Roy. I agree. I know what you mean. Yeah, that would be great, Vox. Jeez. They just pay for it. Now they could have an Esper Sentinel. Oh no. Okay, good. All right, we just really need a land. Yeah, I like that emote too. Yeah, I just attacked. They can't block. Shadow means it can't block or be blocked by creatures that don't have shadow. I don't remember the way it's texted. They can only interact with other creatures that have shadow is the upshot. Not drawing a land here is disastrous. Yeah. Shadow creatures are sort of in their own lane. So if you imagine you split the battlefield down the middle and all the non-shadow creatures are on one side and all the shadow creatures are on the other side, and they just can't cross the border. This literally was a card in Alpha that was called Raging River? No. The River? Something river. Oh, it is Raging River. What card am I thinking of? So hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can start playing Thought Monitors this turn. Well, it's because it's got to explain it in Magic Ease, right? Which is not like normal language. It's very lawyer-like. It's very, what do I want to say? Like, they have to cross all their I's and dot all their T's. Oh, good Thought Monitor. Well, it's like, have you ever done one of those thought experiments where someone tells you, like, okay, I want you to write the instructions for how to tie your shoes step by step. And when you do it, you're like, holy crap, it's like 7 different clauses, and like you have to explain, like doing things by, yeah, well, obviously that's but like doing these things in a way that has to be communicated by, like, this is just an experiment we did in a justice class that I took, and the idea was just to get it in your head, like, yeah, okay, it's awkward. They really should have done that on the beginning of my turn, but whatever. It's the writing law is awkward. Yeah, making a sandwich, right? Like, it just like any of the examples works. They got a Thoughtseize. That sucks a little bit. Not too bad. Step 1, create the universe. That's great. It's a quality step 1. Playing 40k makes me appreciate the Magic Ease. Yeah, they have really bad QC on their text documents, don't they? Yeah, exactly. I remember playing some 40k at some point, and it was not the best in terms of that. It's a good game. All right, let's draw an extra card here. So if I don't bounce their Dothy Voidwalker, they can cast Urza. That's not bad. But they can cast Thought Monitor. But I think they'll probably just keep attacking. Right. But that's one of the things, Vox, is like, that's a lot of words. And it's not really that clear, right? Like, you at the end of reading that, you're not like, oh yeah, I get it. You're like, I guess. Exactly. It's don't. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you and like, people can do it. It's not impossible to do it, but it's, you know. So how am I supposed to? Am I just supposed to bounce the Dothy Voidwalker now? I think so. And then we make the construct. And then next turn I make a second construct, plus put in Mox Amber, play Island, play Emry, and equip. Yep. Look who's back. Back again. Sorry, what now? All right, I guess I have a 0-1 Thought Monitor. Neat. Oh no, they're getting a creature back. Oh, they're gonna get a Blood Braid. Oh, I could have popped my Soul Guide there. Yeah, they pick up Blood Braid. Whoops. Yeah, I should have messed that up, but it's fine. I'm gonna kill that, right? Oh, so that's why they. Okay, I see. But I'm gonna gain a ton of life, so like, yeah, this is not a problem. I don't remember what I can actually get out of my deck other than the Mox Amber, but I think I just make the next construct because it's crazy not to. Just get the Mox Amber. I can play the next Saga, use Thought Monitor, cast Emry. Emry turns on Amber. It might be rearranged. It might be. Sorry, I'm just trying to maximize what I do here. Let's go. Well, if I'm gonna be fine to take their hit next turn. So let's go Saga. Bauble. This construct plays Emry. We lose to Bolt? Hell no, we don't. Are you kidding me? We don't lose to shit. Smash! I'm at 17. Ignore Liliana? I mean, I can attack with a Thought Monitor. It's like free. They're at 5. I have a 9-9, an 8-8, and a 1-2. Cast your Bloodbraid Elf. Hell, use your Dothy Voidwalker to play my Thought Monitor. I would like to see you pull this out. Yeah. Like, I just don't see them having enough mana. Yeah, I'm also a Judge Vox, and it's, yeah, there we go. No, I used the Construct for the Drum Blitzer, because I was like, I'm about to gain, like, 9 life on this attack. I don't need to hold back blockers. Like, there's just no world in which they can attack me back for, like, 17, right? I'll be right back, and we'll get that. Well, I'll set up the thing. Yeah. Oh, Campfiresong song. Campfiresong song. How's it going? It's going great, JK Torborg. And then Gorilla, the other thing, 3-1 and FNM tonight playing Velomachus turns. Only loss was 2 in fact. Beat Blue Eye Control, Inverter, and Grixis Shadow. Nice 406 Law. The deck is fantastic. It's very powerful. In fact, it's going to be tough. They're really fast, right? Oh, we're back on the turn 1 needle play. We're back on the turn 1 needle play. It's unwinnable if they hit the exact mix of stuff, but you have 7 or so turn 1 removal spells. Blue-white's not too bad, especially post-board. Main deck, you have some remans, Ren 6, and Teferi. So, you're fine. If you're on green Tron Vox, yeah, that's tough. E-Tron, not as tough. I think we're on the turn 1 Pithing Needle here, but I don't have to keep this. They're not on Luris, though. I really don't want to be in the turn 1 Pithing Needle business, though. This is much better. We just bottom a Teferi and we roll with this. So E-Tron is fine, Gorilla, although I think overall it has a really hard time against the food decks, and it doesn't have a great time against blue-red Delverless Delver or blue-red Prowess. They can beat Prowess, but I think the rest of those decks are... Holy what? Oh, it's affinity with Emry. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So Saga, Sentinel, Soul Guide there. Cranial Plating, which is the only threat in the graveyard. They can have as many Ornithopters as they want, or the Vault Scourge, but I don't like that Cranial Plating. They're probably going to play a non-creature spell at some point, so... Yeah, E-Tron's pretty poor. I mean, so maybe. I don't know. I don't know the insides and outsides of it, but I do know that Asmora just smacks the hell out of all the creatures in E-Tron, so that's pretty bad for them. Oh. Okay, then. Okay, then. Blue-red Ragavan called Blue Monkey. I want to call it Electric Banana. Just think it's a funny name. So, Teferi doesn't do anything for me. Well, Teferi knocks back their Emry a turn, which is pretty good. But I think I'd rather have the Construct. They can't kill me too soon. Like, they don't have Ozolith. They don't have any of that stuff. So I think I want the double Construct. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that game 1 Chalice is not too bad. Arcbound Ravager. Oofta. Their constructs are going to be bigger than mine, though. That's... Am I supposed to Pithing Needle Urza Saga this game? I bet I am. They played an Arcbound Ravager, Ornithopter, and in their lands they have Urza Saga. I think we're supposed to Needle Saga this game. Oh, I'm worried about the Ravager, Roy. But like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they'll have 2 9/9s? No, well, okay. So the Ravager can only get big by them sacrificing things, right? They go down resources for the Ravager. Whereas the Saga adds to their numbers. So... Oh, they're activating a response. Damn it. They saw the line. Okay, maybe we Needle the Ravager, but like their construct's bigger than mine. Like it's... I mean, it's a problem either way, but... I don't know, Gorilla. It's not very good. You're most worried about the Flyers? I mean... It's always a construct measuring contest. I'm pretty sure I'm still supposed to Needle their Saga. It's a big... Well, but I can't do anything with the Spear, right? I mean, not yet. And then by the time I can, their construct's going to be bigger than mine. And they'll have 2 of them. I needed them not to activate their Saga there. This is bad news. I think I needle their Saga. All the Sagas. I mean, I have another one in my hand. Yeah. But I just don't know if I'm supposed to needle like Emry or the Ravager or... No, that's normal Vox. I would if I were them. All right, we'll name Ravager here. I don't love it, but yeah. Not always main deck, but Pithing Needle is very common. It's 100% correct to activate. I would have done it if I were them. Yeah, that's true, Blitzer. I believe that I have better outs for their constructs than they do for mine. They have a Hex Parasite and an Inkmoth Nexus. All right, and a Springleaf Drum. Oh, free card. Yeah, they can. Starting this turn. So they can stop my Saga from getting to chapter 2 for 2 life a turn. Which is not my favorite, but it's not too bad. They're not... Yeah. It's like needling your Saga? Kind of. I mean, it's got an upkeep, though. Like, they have to pay for it every turn. No attack. OP is a coward. It's kind of nice, though, because I didn't want to have to choose between playing Teferi and getting a construct. And now I don't have to. Apparently my chat has a very strong opinion on your attempted keep there, Halsey. We've got Thought Monitor coming in. I think we'll end up outracing them here. I wonder if they're going to Hex Parasite down my Teferi. Yeah, you were punished. Everyone probably going to respond with, no kidding. The Azorius Affinity Mirror. It kind of looks like it. Kind of looks like it. I mean, we don't really know what colors they're on, but... Is this taking out my Teferi? That's fine. They don't know the secret. I have another. There is another. There's another Skywalker. Second Inkmoth. Cranial Plating? Metal Cyst. Alright, that's terrifying. Although I have a Thought Monitor, so it'll be okay. That is a big boy. Oh, they let my Saga go up, though. That's nice. Dispatch is a great pickup. Thank you, deck. So I'm gonna Teferi bounce the construct, and then if they equip the Nettlecyst, they lose this germ token. So, which I think they will. And eventually we should be able to overcome them here. OPF up? Yeah, probably. I mean, they don't know what they're up against, so it's hard to... I think it's hard to know how to play through this. They didn't have enough mana to play and equip and animate, so I understand some of what they did and the order in which they did it. Ma'am, night. Hey, thanks for the follow there, Bethany Winter, and I missed Doctor of Time MTG. Vault Scourge. The Scourge! Scourge! What? I mean, you're running what, 12 creatures? There's like 16. Four Thought Monitor, 4 Sentinel, 4 Canonist, 4 Emry. Oh, you're talking. Sorry. You were. I think animating was worse than just using Hex Parasite on Tef. Yeah, probably. It cost them 2 mana essentially, but no life. Yeah, this is what I was expecting to see. They're shooting for the kill here, which is fair enough. I have a blocker, but this turn I'm going to dispatch. And then we'll see. Next turn I can block. See ya! Non-stop blowouts. This game's been all about them. Another Thought Monitor. So good. I think I'm grabbing Shadowspear here. My guy's bigger than their guys yet? Oh, they don't have any constructs, or their Nettlecyst is not equipped right now. So Shadowspear is a big deal. Spellbomb. Spellbomb's really conservative, right? Although I only have 2 mana this turn, so realistically I'm not equipping Shadowspear. There's a second one on the sideboard, yeah. Usually you don't want to play 2 Needles in the main deck because there's a lot of bad matchups for Needle right now, and they punish you very quickly for stumbling on your draws. Blue-Red Delver, or Delverless Delver, Blue-Red Prowess, the Lurus deck. I think I just want the Shadowspear. Even though I'm not equipping it this turn. Well, I could be if I play Thought Monitor and draw an untapped land. Protects me while I crack in with the constructs. Spear still seems lit. Well, I don't know. I guess I should be cracking in with constructs. Because they can't move the Nettlecyst at instant speed, so it's like... What is happening? Are they... What, now? Oh, because I didn't plus the Teferi. Okay, but they could have done this any time. I mean, they figured what out, though? Like... I don't really know what that timing was. Yeah, let's start chewing through their infinite creatures here. Sure. I have 2 Thought Monitors, and all I have to do is make sure that I don't let the infect damage through. I think if they put their Nettlecyst on Vault Scourge, I might just be taking the hit. We'll see. We'll see. They drew Saga. Okay. Bringing back Ravager. Sure. Yep. Oh, they have Saga Hex Parasite, so I gotta get a move on. Yeah. 13. But I'm cracking back for 14 lifelink, so that's fine. So I don't need to block this, so I'm not going to block this. I do need to find answers for their Saga and or their Hex Parasite. They move the Nettle Cyst, right? Forgot that that was a possibility. Not really a problem, though. They have another Saga on top? Gross. Well, I found an Emry. Seems a bit late, but you know. Let's draw with Soul Guide. Let's do it post-combat. So play Razortide. Equip Shadowspear. Attack with just the one construct? Yeah. No, I can attack more. Yeah. Play Ascent? I think it's okay not to. Milled Thought Monitor, that's huge. Okay. Oh, but I also start blocking with Thought Monitors this turn, and then I can start recurring them with Emry. It would have been one more damage, but the thing is, I didn't actually know that I wanted to play it this turn because post-combat I was going to be drawing cards, and they could have been things that were more important for me to spend my mana on. So I think I'm much happier with the way it played out, but I do appreciate the input. So again, they're attacking with a Vault Scourge, but well, I have a Thought Monitor in the graveyard now. So again, I can probably just take this hit. Yeah, it's fine. Life total's just swinging here. This game is hilarious. I kind of love it. They do have the ability to make a construct. Said construct's going to be like, what, 11/11? So we do need to watch out for that, but that's fine. We're about to enter maximum over. That draw is fantastic. Let's hit a Dispatch or another ending right now, by the way, because we've got a ton in our deck. We have not drawn a lot of our removal spells. I did mill a couple with Emry just now, but nope. So let's get rid of the Hex Parasite or the Nettle Cyst. If I get rid of the Nettle Cyst, I might be able to just win in the next turn or two. But then I get buried pretty quickly. So let's get rid of the Hex Parasite, I think. I'm pretty sure I know what I'm doing, Vox. I think what I need to do is keep playing a few more turns in the future, not trying to end the game like immediately. Because my stuff is bigger than theirs. Like, they can make one construct here, but I have, like, triple Abyss going. And, I don't know. The way that... What do I want to say? The pattern of this game is that I'm pulling ahead consistently. And I believe I can keep doing so. Yeah, that's fine. Look at their construct. It's so little. Oh god, if they get trample here, though, I'm just going to die on the spot. I hope they're not playing a Shadowspear. Probably should have hit the Nettle Cyst. I goofed. If they have a Shadowspear and they just kill me, that's on me. Yeah, we'll see. There should be something in play right now, right? They get Welding Jar? Are they not playing a Shadowspear, or did they draw it for... Oh, they are playing Thought Monitors. We hadn't seen one yet. So that explains part of why I seem so far ahead. Yeah, they got a jar. But that they're not playing a Shadowspear? That's crazy talk. You're crazy, opponent. What's the logic of not hitting the thing that makes them have huge creatures? The endless constructs they were going to get. If they have Hex Parasite plus an Urza Saga, they can constantly trigger it and constantly get in triggers. Yikes. Here's what follow there. Ashes of an Empire. Cool name. I think I have to start holding back some constructs because they've got 1, 2, 3 12/12s, 4 12/12s. Yikes. They have drawn more sagas than me, and it's becoming inconvenient. Do I feel oppressed? You're oppressing me! You're oppressing me with your broken card! It's too good. Stop him. He's not the official crier. I would, ma'am, but he's too damn good. Let the man march, boys. Oh, I tapped exactly the wrong lands because I'm a fool. Should have been able to play Jegantha this turn. That's right. Y'all forgot about Jegantha. I know I did. Elk will solve this board. I mean, your Ryan would have been pretty nice here, huh? Flicker all my thought monitors? Would have been choice. What does Jegantha do for us? Not much, but he's a glorious elk. Yeah, Bernaldo, there are Urzas in my sideboard. And they just Pithing Needled Welding Jar. That's cute. Are they? They're playing a Mem Knight. I was like, what? What is this game? This is Battle Cruiser magic right here. This, you know what this is? This is the Brothers War. Ginger Brute. Ginger Brute. Oh shit, there's the Shadowspear. Why didn't they fetch that earlier? I could have been dead by now. They must not realize. This is game 1. Well, I better find some answers fast because otherwise I'm going to die to Ink Moth. Oh, now it's got flying and lifelink and lifelink and trample. Bruh, I already wasn't blocking it. It's fine. What is this game? Magic: The Gathering. It truly is the king of kings. Why did they wait on the spear? I have no idea. They must not realize what it does to this game, right? Jeez. Okay. We should be dead. No chump with monitor. I want to say I had a plan for what I was doing with Emry, but I probably should have. Yeah, I should have. I screwed up. Yeah, I meant to, and I didn't. What's on top of my deck? Prismatic Ending? Okay, so I can get to that and remove the spear. So we play Soul Guide Lantern. Remove their Ravager. Whatever. Affinity versus affinity, where the points... everything's made up and the points don't matter. Attack for 18. So we will block with the Thought Monitor this turn. Was Nettlecist a better hit there? No. Yes? I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. Probably, but I don't know anymore. Should tap the Saga there. It's fine. Pass the turn. Should we play Canonist in the bridge first? I'd already made a land drop. I think it was a Glimmervoid. So my biggest problem, guys, everyone who's commenting on the 8 million different ways I could be playing these turns, is one, I have to make sure that I don't die. And getting rid of the Shadowspear means that a top deck Nettlecist or something... I did play Saga this turn. Means that a top deck Nettlecist or Cranial Plating doesn't kill me, because that would go on the Ink Moth with the Trample, and I would die. I don't have enough toughness flying to deal with that. And two, clock is a huge problem. So I just can't consider the best plays, but I have to do what I think I can to stay alive here. And I should be dead, by the way. We should have lost this game already. I can't block Gingerbrute, period. You'll deck before clock? Yeah, but I have another game to win in theory. Or lose, but... yeah, it's game one. Vault Scourge. Vault Scourge! Oh, Lord. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much, Zeros Even. Very kind. For everyone who's watching this game, I want you to know, I definitely know how every single one of you bet, and I'm playing this game in such a way to maximize the people I like. So whatever the score of this league ends up being, I want you to know that if it's not what you wanted it to be, it's because I don't like you in particular. Not you, the group, you, the individual. That's the only explanation. Well, I didn't talk about you, Shadowless. I hope everyone's having anywhere near as good of a time as I am. This is a romp. This game started so innocently, and here we are. Welding Jar on the top of my deck. Excellent. How big is that construct? Mine's an 18-18. Theirs are 15-15s. They have a 16-16 Ginger Brute. Pithing Needle's been on Arcbound Ravager the entire game. Ginger Brute keeps getting in here. I can't block it. There's nothing I can do. But I have the high ground because I've got the Saga now. I will read that block of text as soon as I have a moment, Shadowless. I would love to, but I'm struggling. Aether Spellbomb. Oh, it's so big. That's actually huge, right? So we go Spellbomb, pop the construct. Emry, Spellbomb. Play the Spellbomb. This could kill them very quickly, yeah. All right, send in the clowns. All right, I'm swinging for 39. 2020 trample, go. And then next turn, I get to bounce the Ginger Brute. Or the Vault Scourge, if they suit that up. Should have played the Welding Jar out of my hand. It doesn't really matter. Ginger Brute. Ginger Brute! Remember that they can sack the Brute. Not while it's tapped, Roy. Not while it's tapped. I don't know if we're going to win the match, but I'm definitely planning on winning this game. They move the equipment to the Vault Scourge, but I can bounce it. So it is possible we can win this turn. Where's the Nettle Cyst? Okay, now they don't have power anymore. Okay. You brought me here for a Ginger Brute? Look at the thing! It was terrorizing our town. Worse than the Stinky Cheese Man. The only reason I'm not sending quite everything, Vox, is the danger of something coming in and making their Inkmoth Nexus big enough to kill me, which is why I'm going to hold on to this Aether Spellbomb. I have a Teferi in play, so I can't imagine that they sneak the win here. Oh, I'm so sorry, Shadowless. I promise I will read that. Is there any decks left in Modern that aren't just some form of robots, or is robots well truly taking over the world, and Karn and Urza are laughing at us from their throne as Phyrexia burns? Yes. Nice welding jar, nerd. You gonna pay for that? You gonna pay for that? You gonna pay for that? They were gonna pay for that. All right. Their Pithing Needle's still on welding jar. Okay, none of this is big enough to stop my army. They ping themselves to 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. They gain 1, 2, 3. I just send my big construct this over. They have 0 cards in hand. They have 2 lands. It's over. We won. Full send. All right. Except for Emry, because she's a lady. The game has ended. Well, that was fun. So, game 2. All right. I feel like EE just for the carnage, huh? Canonist was garbage here. And then... do we restart MTGO in the sideboarding time? I've done it before. I don't feel like doing it now. One of the biggest... oh, I want the second Pithing Needle too. One of the biggest problems with that is when you come back, your sideboarding gets undone and all messed up. And that's not great. And maybe an Esper Sentinel out. Biggest concern is dying quickly. Oh, right. We're a 61 card deck. My bad. Sentinel is bad, but it's a cheap artifact and it gets the ball rolling. I guess I want Crucible. That's probably better than Sentinel. This is my Hex Parasite. We should have a Hex Parasite in the 75, though. But I'm going to make a Urian version of this next. I'm definitely doing that. Urian Urza Blade. Yeah, we're 61. Because JiggyWiggy built this deck. Arun JiggyWiggy Singh, co-host of the Serum Visions podcast, always builds 61 card decks. Always. When does he do that? Always. Turn 1 Emry. Don't mind if I do. Double Needle should be quite good. Yeah. Probably should have sent one of them. It's fine. Saga. Yeah, I know, Jade. I know. Let's switch. If I Pithing Needle the Saga, what happens? Do I win or lose for that? I'm going to go for it here. I'm going to get Saga, and I'm going to get Cranial Plating. Yeah, right. I can bounce it when I... right. When I get to mine. That makes sense, Last God. Thank you. I was looking at Prismatic Ending, and I'm like, can I ending my own needle? And I was like, oh, it's really bad. So, and then the way I set up here, I should be able to Thought Monitor off the second Bauble. And then soon I'll be able to use Minamo with Emry. Good draw. They might needle my Emry, but don't worry about that. If they want to needle my Mishra's Bauble here, I'm fine with it. Yeah, I know zero's even. Needle. It's gonna be Emry. Yep. That's fine. We'll ending that. Ooh, Ink Moth. Okay. They just needled Emry with Emry in hand? Okay. No, I Emry the Emry that Emry'd my Emry. Said Emry so many times it's lost all meaning. If they pull the same attack as last turn, I'm gonna obviously boot up my Thought Monitor and block. They didn't. We just need to find a win condition. We need to find it now. Ghirapur Aether Grid on top? Oh, fuck. I'll tell you what we're gonna do here. I don't think that's like as smart of a play as it seems like, but yep. The thing is, now that they put it into play, I can exile it. Magic Online. Yeah, we're dead. We're dead to clock, and there's nothing I can do about it. The lag is too much. That turn where I just stumbled around just trying to activate my stuff, I can't do it. I'm gonna do the best I can for you guys, but I'm sorry, I can't make it. There's just, it's not even close. I needed to draw an Urza Saga by now, and I haven't. It's just too much. Wait, so it doesn't get to draw. What is it? What it? What is it? I don't. Oh, you mean draw the match? No. The person who times out loses. Period. We also didn't find any EEs I brought in. We also didn't find any Urzas I brought in. So it's really, you know, it is what it is. I obviously was behind on clock, but it's mostly the fact that when I'm streaming, the whole thing is really a lot slower. But I am hopefully gonna get a PC that is better suited for this. So yeah, I think I was gonna win this game too. Hex Parasite doesn't matter. I just dispatch it, like, and I can manage their ink moths, and I don't know. It's annoying to lose on time, but it's, you know. How do people feel about me awarding the prediction in the spirit of this league rather than the actual letter of it? Because does anyone think we were going to lose this match? All right. I just can't. Yeah, and I think I win that game, right? I just can't beat the clock because, again, while I'm streaming, if I, um, yeah. And the thing is, if I wasn't streaming, I could actually click through all this stuff fast enough. So, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to do that because it feels wrong to me to do it. But I just want everyone to know that, like, the people who voted for 3-2, like, you win in spirit. Oh, someone awarded it for me. Wait, literally 0 people voted for it? Okay. So instead of robbing everyone of their points. All right, so we should have made it with this. That last one was insane and amazingly fun. I mean, you know what? I wouldn't have played that any other way ever. Thanks, the brown trout. I haven't played any Velomachus today. Oh, Ghost X Empire. You're the one who did that tweet about 9-1ing with the deck. I was playing Velomachus last night. I'm going to be playing Velomachus tomorrow in the Showcase Challenge, but give me 1 second. So, yeah, this deck was real good as constructed. My tweak on this is probably going to be to try an 80 card version. Yeah, and we could try that last god. So let's so this was good, but Ethersworn Cannonist was real poor. I think Welding Jar could even go down to 1. And then let's grab some Stoneforge Mystics. And Batterskull. Now, I don't want to play a Cauldron Complete in this deck, but I'm going to put it in the list right now. Because I'm basically like 100% that this should be in the deck if you're going to play Stoneforge, you should play Cauldron Complete. I don't like it, but I think it's correct. I don't want to play any swords. I don't want to play... Yeah, Maul of the Skyclaves is an okay grab. And then it's good on Esper Sentinel too. Nettle Cyst or Cranial Plating. Yeah, I think I want one more land too. I definitely in terms of what this deck is doing, I don't think I want Sword of Feast and Famine because I'm already pretty able to use all my mana most of the time, so I feel like, yeah, I don't even know if they're that good in the sideboard. And like, yeah, we have a Shadowspear too. I mean, getting Shadowspear with Stoneforge is fine. It's fine. It adds to my artifact count. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Yeah. Okay, that is... I mean, if you're connecting with a sort of Feast and Famine, I think you're already winning. And it's a pretty specific setup you need. But let's put it in the list just to remind ourselves that this is an interaction. That Saga plus Sword of Feast and Famine is an interaction. I feel like it's win more as well, but it is something that, like, that's pretty hot. And I think I want to at least put it in here while I'm thinking about it. It's almost definitely win more, but so what does the artifact count look like now? Because I've been reducing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, it's 15. And then the 4 thought monitors, and then the lands. My thoughts on Boo Urns. I wasn't saying boo. Oh, creepy. So yeah, this is probably somewhere where I want to take this deck, try this deck. I don't want to play 62 cards at all. I just think this is like how we should look at this and say, like, what is this? How does this look? What's the good part of this? What's the bad part of this, etc. Blue-white artifact based Stoneforge. It's possible if we play 22 lands, we could play some Urza's main deck. bump Teferi. You're pretty low on Mox. Yeah, it wasn't great. Yeah, the Mox should probably just be the other land, right? And it should be a white producing land. Spire, maybe? Because I did like, though, oops. I did like that this deck had the ability to produce 4 or 5 colors. Spire, maybe another... Well, we're maxed out on bridges. Map. I don't like map in this deck. Oh, but Hex Parasite. Hex Parasite I like a lot. A lot. Probably a sideboard card for like the grindier matchups. Hex Parasite's very good. Have we said no to Nettle Cyst? Nettle Cyst and Cranial Plating are both considerations. Yeah, Minamo's worth it. Minamo with Emry is fantastic. So we just played an entire league with 4 Canonists strictly, and I think they were bad. I don't want to ditch the Sentinels, Vox. They actually seemed pretty okay in that league. And as a 4 of 1-drop artifact creature, they're one of the best things you can be playing. Like, what do you want to ditch the Sentinels for? Because I think they're kind of important to what this deck is doing. It did just, like, felt like the bodies were pretty necessary a lot. Hall of Oracles. I don't know what that is. Definitely not. No. Yeah, Minamo with Emry is quite powerful. I actually could have been doing it like all of that game. No, all of game 1. But I was already taking enough game actions. I was feeling a little bit buried, so. Well, yeah, and then we've got equipments too now. Because the thing was, like, in that league, Esper Sentinel was pretty good. Canonist was awful, but Sentinel was pretty good. And then Sentinel with equipment, all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, now we're cooking. Equipment that isn't just Shadowspear. I think a Nettle Cyst or... I think I like Nettle Cyst better than either of these. I'm gonna put one on the list now, and when I come back to this, we'll take a look at it, and I'll try to figure out what I actually want to play out of all these options. 4 Canonists is too much, but you can't fetch them, so less than 4 Canonists is almost definitely not enough, right? I would think. So I want to do something like this, but I also want to play an 80 card version with Urian. Could be Jeskai, because then you can play Imperial Recruiter. What were the wins against? We played against a Jund deck. We played against... man, it was a long league. Where's the last deck button thing? I don't know. I don't remember. Oh, we played against Prowess. We played against like a Jund Luris deck. We played against a non-Luris Jund deck. We played against... Yeah, that's kind of where I feel like, Vox. I'd have to go through the replay. I can't remember now. It was a long freaking league. Anyway, this is where I would start looking at the next version of this deck. And then I want to do a Urian version that goes up to 80 cards. We play some Urzas. We can play... we can splash into red maybe and play Imperial Recruiter. Because Imperial Recruiter lets you fetch Emrys or Teferis or Thought Monitors or Stoneforge Mystics. Or Esper Sentinels, although you probably don't want to do that. So that's something I'm interested in. And you play Aether Vial in that version. So that's something I definitely want to look at. And then it gives you a little bit more room for some tutor packages and stuff. Is it good? I don't know. But it's definitely interesting. Ryan's automated tax collector. Well, it's interesting though, because with Recruiter, Imperial Recruiter, you can play one Urza. Because Urza's really tough for these decks sometimes to like have as a 4 of. But it's really sweet when you're like playing 4 recruiters that can like grab all sorts of useful cards. And then one of those cards can be Urza. And one of those cards could be Ethersworn Canonist. So I'm interested in looking at that because... And then we could play Ephemerate too with Urza, with Thought Monitor, with Stoneforge Mystic. So I need to talk to Mordekaiser because he's the expert on decks like that. He's really, really good at that. Yeah, Aether Vial, for sure. 4x Aether Vial. Yeah, you can play 1 or 2 Skyclave Apparitions if you want to. We'll have time to look at that. But for now, this is the end of the video for the Blue-White Canonist control. Hope you enjoyed the grindy craziness of those matches. Basically it was a 3-2, so I feel pretty good about that. I think we're going to win that last one, but obviously the clock and the clunk is a real factor. If you've enjoyed watching this video on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button. You can check out any other videos of mine that you'd like, and I will see you there.